All praise to the Most High. Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, I'm Brother Kazak with Sons of Zion Houston, along with
Elder Linden.
Brother Casadia, Sons of Zion, Houston. Shalom.
God, shalom, shalom. Right. Welcome to another episode of Faith by Works, where we learn the commandment week in and week out, right? To further perfect our people and teach them how to, love the Most High God in word and in deed, man. Right. We've created this this series on the YouTube channel or the Milk channel, right? Because a lot of times, man, we talk to our people, right? We have godly discourse with our people, man. And what tends to happen is a lot of our people don't know five off the top of their head, five commandments on how they serve the Most High God indeed and the truth, man. So, right, to further edify our people, to enlighten, to empower, and to embrace them, right, we teach them a commandment week in and week out so that our people can be perfected, right? And ready for the marriage of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, right? So this week, right, we're gonna go over how it is important, how it is critical, man, to give thanks unto the Most High God, man, in every way, shape, or form, right? We are commanded to do so, right? So let's jump straight into it. This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3, and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shah, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by him. Right? So everything that we do is by Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. Right? The words that we profess out of our mouth, the way we speak to one another, right? Everything that we put our hand to do, right? Everything that we do. Is it to glorify yourself? Is it to glorify the man next to you? Or is it to glorify the Most High God? Well, in deed and in truth, in words and in action, we need to be glorifying our Lord. That's why in the Paleo Hebrew we say, Call halal Yahweh by Hashem wa malak Yahweh Shah, which means giving all honor and glory and praises to the Most High God by way of his Son, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Right? So this is the book of James, chapter 2, and verse 14. It says, What does it profit, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith and have not works? Can faith save him? Right? So a lot of our people, right, in the Christian church, right, and people that are outside of the Christian church who've not yet been enlightened to this truth, they often say, I believe in God. I fear God. I got a relationship with him. Well, is that enough? Is it enough by just simply saying it with your mouth? I got faith. I believe. Yeah, I believe in God. Is that enough? Well, verse 17. Even so, faith, if it have not works, is dead, being alone. Ye a man say, Thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. So you show forth this faith, this proven fear of the Most High God, this reverence unto the Most High God by your works. Okay. Now it's very, very important that we understand the balance there. If you're just keeping the commandments and you don't have faith and you're stressing about all of the things and afflictions that the Most High God puts you through, that's an imbalance. Now, just like when you say, I have faith and you don't prove your faith with your works, both have to go hand in hand. So you have to have faith, you have to endure, all right, and you have to put forth your love for the Most High God in the deeds, man, right? By what you eat, how you think, what you say, how you walk, how you move. Okay, faith in the Most High God. All right, this is the book of First John, chapter 3, and verse 18. My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. All right. So it's very, very important that we understand that. Right. So, like I said before, right, today we're going over, all right, this week we will be meditating on, and everything give thanks. With that being the title of today's lesson, and everything give thanks. All right, we're gonna be highlighting First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 16. It says, Rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing, and everything give thanks, for this is the will of God and Hamashiach Yahweh concerning you. All right, so we are commanded, right, to give thanks. It is very, very important that we give thanks, man. We often, stuff food in our mouths. We often, drive to and fro in our day-to-day lives throughout our routines, man. And take our children to school and put clothes on them and dress them up for first day of school. All of this, man. All of these things we do, yet we overlook them. All of these things take place, and the Most High God blesses us, yet we don't acknowledge, we don't recognize it. We don't give thanks for these things. We just go on about our lives. Well, I want to ask you the rhetorical question of this. When's the last time you thanked the Most High God for everything that you have? Think about that. It's something, the line is from here all the way around the block on how many things that you can thank the Most High God for this morning. You know what I'm saying? And even when you think that you've pretty much covered all grounds and all bases, it's still a million more things to thank him for. You understand? For the future, for the present, and for the things that he's done for you. All right. A lot of us came into this truth at the age of 27, 34, 60, right? Hey, even 7. You came into this thing at 7, your father, your mother came into this thing and you just learned this truth, right? And you're 7 years old. Hey, 7 years, you didn't keep Passover, right? It's a lot of things that you've done that are worthy of death. So it's many, many different things, like when it comes to mercy, all right? When it comes to you being chosen to understand this thing, when it comes to all of the things that you have in your possession that the Most High God has allowed you to possess. There's so many different things to thank him for, man. So that's what we're going to be meditating on this week, right? I'm going to go ahead and pass it to you, Elder. Go ahead.
All praise to the Most High, man. And to the topic, giving thanks. So what's Thanksgiving? If I could put it in my simple terms, I know the Bible have a definition for it, but Thanksgiving is what? A gratitude, an expression of gratitude, giving thanks, acknowledgement. So it's acknowledging, giving thanks to the Most High for all he has done. And like my brother just brought out in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, 16, 17 on down, in all things. We can't have a mindset that we're going to pick and choose when to give the Most High God thanks. If we're only going to think that we're thanking him when times are good, then guess what? When the bad times come, we're not going to know how to handle it. And I'm just going to bring out an account here, just to show, man, the mighty brothers, Judites brothers. This is whenever we say the Howdah, so I'm gonna bring out what the name Judah really mean, man. It's the recognition of giving thanks to the Most High. Genesis 29, and I'm gonna just get straight to the point. 35, it says, and she conceived again and bare a son, and said, I will praise Yahweh. Therefore she called his name Yahwadah. So it's a mighty thing, when we say, or when the brothers say they're Judites, it's giving thanks and recognition to the Most High God. David, a mighty man from the tribe of Judah, a man after the Most High God own heart. I go through David a lot, man. Psalms a lot and the accounts of David. And how he always expressed gratitude and thanksgiving to the Most High. He seeks in all that he does, except for that one blemish of Uriah. Besides that, David seek to serve the Most High always. And I'm gonna go to stick to being Psalms a little bit, and just bring out some accounts here of Thanksgiving, and where we give the Most High God thanks. I mean, today is the Shabbat, and it was created from the beginning for what? For our purpose, for us to give thanks to the Most High, to always, to rest, relax, refresh, and do the work of the Most High as he commanded us to do. So I'm gonna go to Psalms 92. It says it's a Psalms for the Shabbat. So I'm gonna read 1 down through 5. It says, it is a good thing to give thanks unto the Most High, and to sing praise, to give thanks unto Yahweh, and to sing praise unto the Most High, to show forth his loving kindness in the morning, and his faithfulness every night. I mean, so in everything and at all times, man, we should be giving thanks. It says, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For the Most High had made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the work of thy hand. O Yahweh, how great is thy work, and thy thoughts are very deep. It's a mighty thing, man, that we could reflect upon what the Most High does for us. And why is it so important for us to give thanks unto the Most High God? Always and in all things. This is Psalms chapter, we'll go to Psalms 5. I think I need 6. Psalm 6 and verse number 5. It reads, For in death there's no remembrance of thee, in the grave who shall give thee thanks. So while we're alive, while we have breath in our body, in everything we do, we got to give thanks unto the Most High God. I'm going to go back and revisit, refresh Colossians chapter 3 again, but I'm going to jump up to 15. It says, Let the peace of the Most High God rule in your heart, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. Let the word of Hamashiach dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another. And that's what this is called to, man. The mighty brother put this together, and the title is real great, giving thanks to the Most High in all things. It says, admonishing one another in psalms and hymn and spiritual song, singing with grace in your heart to the Most High, and whatsoever ye do in words or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him. So it's a mighty thing, man, and I can't express that enough, how great it is to gather together and to practice, not only when we gather together, all times. David says, what, 7 times a day will I praise thee. So and we know that number 7 is what, for perfection. So it could be every breath you take, man, every speech you make, throw up some praise and thanksgiving to the Most High, like the brother said. That's why we say, call Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God in the name of his son Yahweh Shai. But I'm gonna pass it to you, mighty brother Kasadi.
Con, mighty brothers, man. Y'all bringing it out tremendously, right? The point of today is to just to understand that, one, the Most High God is in control of everything, and 2, we are in control of nothing, right? So at the end of the day, when we have these good that happen to us, or even when we have these bad things that happen to us, with understanding, we have to understand that we have to give the Most High all of that praise, all of that glory, all of that reverence, that honor, because without him, that we are nothing, right? Let's go through a few precepts real quick, just to understand just how much the Most High does, right? It's the classic book of Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 39. It says that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand, right? So on both, whatever things that we go through in this life, on both sides of the coin, it's the Most High's doing. It's the Most High's will. It's the Most High's command that's making these things happen, right? Whether we see poverty, whether we see riches, it's all of the Most High's doing. Whether we see death or whether we see life more abundantly, it's the Most High's doing, right? And it's never of our own power. It's never of our own will. It's never of our own planning or our own, what's the word I'm looking for? Ambition. It's never of any. It's all of the Most High God, right? He's in control of every single thing. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 45. I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, I am the Most High, and there is none else. There is no God beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Most High, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things, right? At the end of the day, there's nothing else that we can give that credit to. There's no one else that we can give that credit to. We have to always make sure we have in the back of our heads, hey, I got bailed out of a sticky situation. Hey, all praise to the Most High God. Hey, I woke up this morning. All praises to the Most High God. Hey, I still have my health about me. All praises to the Most High God. My children are fed. All praises to the Most High God. I got clothes on me. I got a roof over me. Whatever you can think of, it's all praises to the Most High God, right? Because without Him, there's nothing else, right? Flip back. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 42. I'm going to start at verse number 5. It says, thus says the Most High God, He that created the heavens and stretched them out, He that spread forth the earth and that which cometh out of it, He that giveth breath unto the people upon it, and spirit to them that walk therein. If the Most High have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles, to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. I am the Most High, that is my name. Glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images, right? So we have to stop giving all of the Most High's honor, all of His reverence to the I mean, they're dumb idols at the end of the day, just to put them in layman's terms, right? A lot of us like to believe in luck. A lot of us like to believe in star signs and this, that, and the third. When no, at the end of the day, it's the Most High that we should be giving that praise, honor. He created the heavens, right? The gods of all the nations are dumb idols, as per to Chronicles chapter 16, Psalms chapter 96, right? But the Most High God created heavens, right? And He is due all of that praise. He is due all of that glory for whatever it is go through. Again, whether it be affliction, which He uses to purify acceptable men in that furnace, right? Or whether it be in prosperity, right? All things are of the Most High God, and we have to give Him all of that reverence, right? And doing otherwise is a form of idolatry, 1, a form of pride, 2, and a form of boasting, 3, right? And all of those things are sin to the Most High God, right? And with that, I pass it.
Mighty points, right? So I guess the angle that I like to take is to, just gather just a few, all right, reasons why we need to give thanks, right? So ultimately, right, we have an example, we have a blueprint, right? That's definitely something to give thanks unto the Most High God for, right? We have an example, the ultimate example, which is, a Mashiach, right? But then you have the law for inheritance. You have, right, rules and regulations. You have guidelines, right? What we have before you, with all three of these brothers, right? All three of us have cracked open is a Bible, man, right? We have everything that we need right here, right, to obtain the ultimate reward, right? This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 4. It says, O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known to us, right? So, how to keep the Lord's feast days, right? How to treat your brother, your neighbor, right? How to hold each other accountable, making sure that we all are going 100% in serving the Most High God, right? Holding each other accountable to be 1% better, making sure the different cook our foods for nourishment and everything like that. The laws regarding sacrifice and so on and so forth. All of these things were put into place for us, right? So that we wouldn't go off. That's mercy from the Most High God. And that's definitely something to be thankful for, right? We're going to go to the book of Sirach, chapter 17. And I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, withal he filled them with the knowledge of understanding and showed them good and evil. He set his eye upon their hearts, that he might show them the greatness of his works. He gave them to glory in his marvelous acts forever, that they might declare his works with understanding. He didn't have to do that, man. That's a lot of mercy right there. That's something to really chew on and meditate on, right? Reading on, it says, and the elect shall praise his holy name. Beside this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage. He made an everlasting covenant with them and showed them his judgments. Their eyes saw the majesty of his glory, and their ears heard his glorious voice. And he said unto them, beware of all unrighteousness, and he gave every man commandment concerning his neighbor. So he warned you about all of these different things, the idols that his brother was so eloquently putting, right? All of the idols in the land, he warned us against these things. He put laws, right, in place. He gave us an heritage to where, look, you're going to see all of this in your periphery. You're going to see all of this in front of you. All of this is going to surround you. But this is what I want you to focus on. This is how you please me. This is how you get that ultimate reward, right? You endure and you keep these laws. You move like this. You talk like this. You think like this. Hey, that's mercy, and that's definitely something to give thanks for, right? Let me get a couple more, right? It's the book of James, chapter 5, and verse 10. It says, take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience, right? So when we go to Romans chapter 15 and verse 4, we see that everything was written aforetime for our learning, right? And when we look at these prophets, we can learn from how they went through afflictions. Hey, that's something to give thanks for, man, right? When we look at Jonah, right? When we look at Hezekiah, right? Samuel, King David, right? When we look at all of these forefathers, when we look at our foremothers, Hannah, right? Savannah, when we look at Esther, right? When we look at Tobit's wife, we look at all of these foremothers, and we can learn something. All praise to the Most High God that we have foremothers and forefathers, right, that went through these same afflictions that we go through. Because when we look at Ecclesiastes 1 and verse 9, it says that nothing is new underneath the sun. So the things that's whooping your ass in this truth, you best believe that it's in the scriptures, and you have a blueprint, you have guidelines on how to get through that, just like your forefather or foremother. That's something to give thanks for, man. That you have everything in front of you. Elder. This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 21. It says, for even hereunto were ye called, because the Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps, who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth, right? Because when we see, right, Philippians, was that 4 and verse 14, I believe, where it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? All our Christians say that, right? All our Christians say that. But when it comes to the law, it's like they assume defeat. We have an example right here who did no sin. Now, we understand we all fall short, but we have, all praise to the Most High, an example to strive and be like. The Most High God didn't have to do that. You understand? Reading on, it says, neither was guile found in his mouth, which is possible for us, right? It's possible that we can constantly and always, right, examine what we say to one another. You're all right? It says what? When he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not. Right. So when he went through these things, he didn't fly off the handle and get emotional and let, his emotions rule his spirit. He suffered these things. He endured it because he knew that it was all for a purpose. Right. He knew that the Most High God's works was being manifested. Right. It says what? He says, when he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously, which is the Most High God, who his own self bare our sins and his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sin, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes you were healed. Right? So we have that ultimate example, man. We have Christ to be most like, right? We have prophets, prophetess, right? We have so many accounts to examine, right? So that we can edify our walks. We have a heritage, we have guidelines, and we have the blueprint, right? And that's definitely one of the things that we should give thanks for. You understand? But I pass it to.
Khan, all praise to the Most High, man. Mighty, mighty, mighty work. This is the book of John, chapter 15, and it's mighty, man. We have Yahushua. We have, I mean, there's nothing that we lack in the Most High. There's absolutely nothing. John chapter 15. I'm gonna read 13 down through 16. It says, Greater love has no man than this, that a man should lay his life down for his friends. So to be called friend, man, it's a blessed thing. Ye are my friend if ye do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servants know it not what his Lord doeth. And you know, like the mighty brother Kazak brought out just now, man, Sirach, where it says what? The things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. So we're not servants, we are friends. For all things that I have heard of my Father have I made known unto you. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruits, and that your fruits should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. So it's a mighty, mighty thing, man. The Most High sent his son to be the propitiation for our sins, and you know, has chosen us out of the world. It's a mighty thing that we are that nation that are chosen. We could be that base people. We could be the lowest of the lowest, who getting it on down with all these freakiness going on here in Babylon the Great. You know, so even you know, Psalms 1, David says in what, Psalms 119, let me see if I can get it, 119, 164 says what, 7 times a day will I praise thee, you know, because of what, thy judgment is righteousness. Because even in the Most High judgment, it's all about his righteousness. You know, I'm gonna go to Ephesians chapter, not Ephesians, but Philippians chapter 4. And mighty brother Paul, man, he knows what it is because he was there, you know, doing the work of the Most High God. So he know what it takes and how important it is to praise the Most High for everything that we see, everything that we breathe. You know, when you go to the prayer of the 3 holy children, we see that everything that was created, man, was called to worship and praise and give thanks and glory and honor the Most High, the Most High God. This is Philippians chapter 4. I'm gonna read 4 down, and just give the accounts of the brother here, man, right here, and I'll reiterate what the mighty Kazak brought out about Romans 4 and 14. Whatsoever things were written aforetime was written for our learning. You know, Philippians 4:4, it says, rejoice in the Most High always. And again, I say rejoice. Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Most High is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your request be made known unto the Most High God. And the peace of the Most High God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Mashiach Yahushai. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. These are the things that we should be meditating upon, and that's what will help us, man, to identify what's going on, you know, around us in our life. Because we might see things, and in the world and in the Christian church, what we see is the Most High God credit is given to Satan a lot. Most High God credit right now is given to Donald Trump and all these world leaders a lot, because these things are happening and these people not knowing that these are judgment of the Most High God getting ready to come down upon this sinful nation. And they're saying it's done by these specific men, when we know in actuality is the Most High God. And again, reiterating what Baruch said, the things that are pleasing to the Most High God are made known unto us. So we see these things and we rejoice greatly because we want to get up out of here. We know the most these things heat up is closer we get to having next. But I'll read on here in Philippians chapter 4, verse 9. It says, those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me do, and the God of peace shall be with you. But I rejoice greatly that now at the last your care of me are flourished again, wherein you were careful, but ye lack opportunity, not in respect of wants, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound. This is something the Most High God have to teach us. Being humble in the presence of the Most High God and understanding the fear of the Most High God. That's how we gonna know, how to be, abased and abound in all that we do. That's how we gonna know to still praise the Most High God in our lowliest of lowless. I am instructed in everywhere, both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer needs. I can do all things through Mashiach Yahushai. And it's a mighty thing that, we know that we can lean on the Most High God. And we're not going to make an excuse to say, I cannot keep the commandment because there's so much commandment and no man can do it. We know that we could do all things through Hamashiach Yahushai. I'm going to just get this last precept and then pass it. Job understand the fear of the Most High God. And that's why it was so easy for Job to say this when all was done to Job. This is the book of Job chapter 1 and verse 20. This is after Job heard everything that he heard, that everything that he had was gone, taken away from him. He heard and seen it. Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shave his head and fall upon the ground and worship and said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. The Most High give it, and the Most High take it away. Blessed be the name of the Most High God. I mean, that's the spirit we want to be in. Because how many of us could actually, get news like this, one bad news after the other? Most of us, we go out there, man, and we buck our, thump our toe somewhere out there, and we just moan and complain all day long. In whatever blessings we're given from the Most High God, we just seems to think that if it's not within what this world glorifies as blessing, the bling bling and all that stuff, we don't see it to be a blessing. But even when the Most High God take it away, when we read the accounts of Job, we see what happened. Job was still faithful and patient in the Most High God in all that he did, and the Most High reward him. And we know we have a crown of righteousness if we endure to the end. We know that's laid up for us. But with that, I yield, I pass it.
Con. That's the spirit. Hey, mighty. You're absolutely right, Elder. Job understood, right? He understood these things. He understood that all was coming from the Most High God, and his faith allowed him to keep his countenance about himself. He kept his wits about himself. He never allowed himself to curse the Most High God. He kept praising him, right? This is the book of Job, chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. Right. So you'll have people that are close to you in your life trying to get you to go against that reverence for the Most High that you're supposed to have. But what did Job do? What did he say? Right. Verse 10, it says, but he said unto her, thou speakest as one of those foolish women speaking. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High, and shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. So we have to understand that the Most High is going to give all things at his commandment in his due season, right? And we have to understand that in all that we go through, we give that praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Job understood these things. At the end of the day, Job understood, hey, I'm still here. I'm still alive. I still have my wits about me, right? The Most High God is still my God, right? at the end of the day, because he has a perfect reason and a perfect plan for everything that he does anyway, right? And it's funny because Christians will always say that the Lord got a plan, the Lord got a plan this, and the Lord got a plan that. The Lord is in control of all things, right? But when something happens to them that they don't seem favorable, it's like all of that just goes out the window, right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, and I'm gonna do a little bit of reading here. I'm gonna start at verse 13. It says, "Hearken unto me, ye holy children, and bud forth as a rose growing by the brook of the field, and give ye a sweet savor as frankincense, flourish as a lily, send forth a smell, and sing a song of praise. Bless the Lord in all his works, magnify his name, and show forth his praise with the songs of your lips and with harps, and in praising him ye shall say after this manner, all the works of High are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commanded shall be accomplished in due season," right? And that due season part is very important, right? Because what does that mean? That means that all the things that are happening in your life are happening because they're supposed to happen. They're happening not only as a response, but as a guiding mechanism to bring something forth out of you that is ultimately of the Most High's will. Again, he puts us in this furnace of afflictions to burn off all of these impurities that we have, right? He does it to so we can show forth our faith in him and our trust in him, which is what the Most High ultimately desires of us, that true faith and trust and sincere obedience and reverence to his name, right? He is our strong tower. His name is what's going to deliver us, is what's going to save us out of this affliction that we find ourselves in today. We jump down to verse 18. It says, "At his commandment is done whatsoever pleaseth him, and none can hinder when he will save," right? We give all praise, honor, and glory to that, right? There's nothing that's going to hinder the salvation of the elect of Israel, right? And that's all praises to the Most High. There's nothing that's going to hinder the kingdom with our people in rulership over this entire earth. That we give all praises to the Most High for that, right? It says, "The works of all flesh are before him, and nothing can be hid from his eyes. He seeth from everlasting to everlasting, and there is nothing wonderful before him. A man need not to say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For he hath made all things for their uses," right? This perfect creation. Slocky, your brothers hear me? I just got a little buffer screen.
Con, you good, King?
Good? Okay, Con. Jump down, verse, right? It says, "As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked." And like both brothers brought out earlier, right? We understand the Most High's ways. We understand his judgments, right? Book of Psalm chapter 9 and verse 16 says the Most High is known by his judgments, right? And we understand those things because what? We walk after him. We walk in repentance, and we walk in the keeping of his commandments to the best of our abilities, following after his son, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, right? And again, it's not of these things that bring us that salvation, but it's all of the grace of the Most High. And again, it's all praises to the Most High, right? Verse 25, it says, "For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly. So to the sinners they are turned into evil. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them." So again, on both sides of the coin, no matter what you're getting, it's all coming of the Most High God. He has his hand on everything, right? We say this, but we have to really understand this, and we really have to give that reverence where it's due, right? Verse 29, it says, "Fire and hail and famine and death all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need and when their time is come. They shall not transgress his word. Therefore, from the beginning I was resolved and thought upon these things, and have left them in writing, right? All the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season, right? It all goes back to the fact that the Most High has a perfect plan, and we have to give all thanks to the Most High God for that. If it was not for the, it would have been wiped out a long time ago, right? Instead of Israelites, we could have been called Mosesites at one point in time. But the Most High God, through his mercy, not through our works, lest any man should boast of themselves, but through his mercy, that we are here today able to, one, repent, and able to reach out to our people and try to teach them about the Most High who created the heavens and the earth, right? The Most High God who created all of these good things that sustain life. The Most High God who created all of these vengeful things to destroy the wicked. The Most High God who does all of these things for our sakes, first and foremost, right? And it can never be stressed enough how being thankful, having giving in your heart at all point and hours of the day for the things that the Most High God has delivered you from the things that the Most High God has brought you to in order to teach you something, for the things that the Most High God has just provided for you just to live on a day-to-day. You can't be stressed enough that you have to give him all praise, honor, and reverence for that thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So here I keep reading. Verse 34. It says, so that a man cannot say, this is worse than that. For time they shall all be well approved, and therefore praise ye the Most High with the whole heart and mouth, and bless the name of Yahweh. Right? This is our whole. This is our whole message, right? We have to bless the name of the Most High God. That's why we say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, right? We bless the name of the Most High God in the name of his only begotten Son. This is why every class, every camp, we start off with Colossians 3:17, right? This is why every time we're just in conversation with each other, right? We can be talking about anything. We always throw up that APTTMH, right? That all praises to the Most High, because at the end of the day, we understand that. We understand that all of the things that he's done for us and all of the things that he's levied against us, it's all for our profit at the end of the day. It's all for our prosperity at the end of the day, right? So I'm gonna throw one more in there. And I'm gonna pass it. Let's see. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 23. I'm gonna start from the top, right? It says, "O Yahweh, Father and Governor of all my whole life, leave me not to their counsels, and let me not fall by them. Set scourges over my thoughts, and the discipline of wisdom over my heart, that they spare me not for mine ignorances, and it pass not by my sins. And my sins abound to my destruction, and I fall before mine adversaries, and my enemies rejoice over me, whose hope is far from thy mercy," right? At the end of the day, we have to understand that Most High, that ignorance of the things that he's done for us, the ignorance of his judgments, of his mercies and his ways, right? That's how the heathen move. And the heathen wants us to move like that so that we can be outside of the mercy of the Most High God, so we can have that destruction that they're destined for, right? It says, "Oh Yahweh, Father and God of my life, give me not a proud look, but turn away from thy servant always a haughty mind." Right? We want to stop believing in our own selves and our own power. We want to stop believing in our own plans for our own lives, our own bank accounts, right? Our own social statuses, right? We want to stop believing in these things, right? We want to stop being high-minded in these vain, well, it's going to say, all right? Verse 5, it says, "Turn away from me vain hopes and concupiscences. Thou shalt hold him up that is desirous always to serve thee." That's got to be our primary function, when we go through our day to day, right? How can I serve the Most High better? How can I do this? How can I do this to further the kingdom of the Most High God, right? It says, let not the greediness of the belly nor lust of the flesh take hold of me, and give not over me thy servant into an impudent mind, right? We don't want to have that self-serving mentality. And it's far too easy. It's real easy, right? To serve the flesh day. It's really go out and say, what can I get into today? I'm really craving this. Let me go do that. I really want to go do this. Let me go do that. And we keep the Most High God in the backest corners of our minds. But no, that's not how we should be living, right? We should always have the Most High in the forefront of our thoughts. And we should always be giving him thanks for the things that he's providing for us each and every day, right? Lest we have an impudent mind. And with that, I pass it.
Khan King, hey, you made some very, very big points, man. Highlighting the mercy of the Most High God, right? I'm gonna land me back off of that, right? On why we should give thanks unto the Most High God's mercy, man. Right? We'll start off with the book of Romans, chapter 3, and verse 22. It says, even the righteousness of God, which is by faith of Hamashiach Yahushua, unto all and upon all them that believe, for there is no difference. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High, right? So we all are worthy of death, right? We all are on borrowed time, literally. There's so many wicked things that we've done to where our candlestick could have been blown out completely. Yet we still have breath. That's something to give thanks for, right? And everything give thanks. That's the title of today's lesson, right? Every little time you receive that mercy of the Most High God, there should have been a deep, sincere thanks and apology and repentance. Yet you haven't done that. There's many of things that you've done that you failed to give thanks of the Most High God's mercy and repent for, right? So right now, with that being said, hey, we have a lot of, leeway to give that thanks, right, where it's due. Let's go to Lamentations, right, chapter 3 and verse 21. It says, this I recall to mind, therefore have I hope. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, right? So the Most High God's compassion is new every morning. You understand? It's all honor and glory to the Most High God that we haven't been consumed. That's very, very plain, right? Let me get an account, right, of the Most High God's mercy. We're going to go to Genesis chapter 9, and I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, and God spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, and I, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall a flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood. So we understand that the Most High God is omniscient, omnipotent, and all-knowing. We understand that the Most High God has power to do everything, right? But he said right here that you won't be cut off by a flood ever again. That's mercy, because we deserve every bit of it. You understand? It says what? Neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. I do set a bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. So every time it rains and you see that rainbow in the sky, that should remind you of, hey, the mercy of the Most High God, right? And we live in this wicked ass society where a rainbow is on a shirt. It represents pride and homosexuality and sodomizing, right? But they've completely took what it means in the scriptures and turned it into something so barbaric, so abominable, something so detesting unto the Most High God, right? When you look at a rainbow, it should remind you how you should be dead right now. It's a token of the Most High God's covenant and promise of never to wipe us out with water again when we deserve every bit of it. It should remind you of the time of Noah, right? In this account in Genesis chapter 9, where every beast, every fowl, every creeping thing, everything was basically resumed. Everything was made new. Everything was reset, respawned, if you will. The Most High God didn't have to do that, man. So that's what we have to understand. We have to really highlight, how the Most High God is so merciful and how we on borrowed time and we don't deserve to breathe right now, man. A lot of our people, hey, they come off real prideful. A lot of our people talk real confidently. A lot of our people boast. A lot of our people look at all of these materialistic things made by man and they utilize that to, uplift themselves into being of a high stature and high social status. When not understanding that, hey, man, the Most High God is merciful. Not understanding that, this is all of the Lord. How can you be so prideful, so boastful, so confident? You understand? When the Most High God is displeased with your actions. You have no reason to speak this way. No reason to act this way. You understand? So, hey, mercy is definitely another thing to be thankful for, as well as, that blueprint, that example that we have. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely something to think about. Hey, another thing to think about is what? That we are chosen out of all these nations. We are chosen to understand, right? We are chosen to be the apple of his eye, right? Let me get one on that, right? So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob," right? It didn't say Esau, all right? It didn't say Moab. It didn't say Elam, Ishmael, right? It didn't say Ham. It said Jacob, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for the servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captains they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Hey, the Most High God is choosing us, right, to execute his judgment. He's choosing us, right, to rule over our oppressors in that latter end. Hey, he didn't have to do that. Yet you look at your melanated skin, you say black is beautiful, right? Black don't crack and all this other foolishness. Hey, man, the Most High God chose you and he didn't have to, right? Luke chapter 1 and verse 68 says what? "Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people and hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us." Hey, that's mercy. You understand? And it's also something to be thankful for, that he chose you, right, of all people, to be the winner at the end, right? To see streets of gold, to rule over them with an iron fist. You understand? Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 56, it says, "As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel." Hey, these other nations, the Most High God sees as spit. They're nothing. They're secretions of your body, right? Waste. He looks at them as detestable. He looks at them as nothing, bro. Yet you are an Israelite, right? When we go to what's that, Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6, all the way down to 11, right? I'm not gonna get it for the sake of time, but It says why he chose us, how he chose us, man. How we are likened unto him, how we are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. You understand? He didn't have to do that. That is mercy, and it's definitely something to be thankful for that he chose us, that we are his children. You understand? Because we have no power over it. We just boom, we come up out of nowhere. Oh, from the tribe of Manasseh, up from tribe of Benjamin, up tribe of Judah. You didn't have no control over that. Yeah, you say Kwame Yasharala. Hey, you could have been one of the ones talking about, hey, we're not gonna take it. You could have been the one saying, come and take it. You could have been the ones talking about America, make America great. Being on the losing squad. Yet you say Kwame Yasharala. That's something to be thankful for, man. That's mercy that you have no control over, man. Think about that. I yield there, man. Yeah, brother got it.
Khan, mighty point, King, mighty point. And I'm gonna follow up with what you were saying about, because it's great that death and life, man, is in the power of the Most High God hand and not in the hands of man. Leave it up to Esau and all these other nations, man. Shit, we would have been dead from in Egypt. That nation would have been wiped out all the way then. So, it's a beautiful thing that death is and life is in the hands of the Most High God. He's the one that we should fear. He's the one that has the power to kill both soul and body. And it's a mighty thing. This is 2 Samuel chapter 2, and this is after Hannah. You read the first chapter, you read, how Hannah was, she was in a lowly state. Her husband had 2 wives, she was barren, she couldn't bear a child, and she was mocked and scorned. She prayed to the Most High, and she was even rejoicing, even in that time. So 2 Samuel chapter 2, I'm gonna read the first verse and jump down to 6. It says, and Hannah prayed and said, my heart rejoiceth in the Most High, and mine horn is exalted on their strength in the Most High. My mouth is enlarged over my enemies, because I rejoice in thy salvation. Verse 6. The Most High kill it and make it alive. He bring it down to the grave and he bring it up again. This is something we have all reason to glorify the Most High God, that all this is of his doing. All this is based on his thoughts. Because when you think about it, in the flood, he wiped out all the nations at that time, saving for what? 8 souls. And in that 8 souls, when you read Genesis chapter 10, he divided the nations there, and out of out of these nations, a nation that he chose came out of it, which is a nation that cannot be measured nor numbered. There's such a great nation. So it's a mighty thing, and all reason for us, like I said, to give honor and glory to the Most High God, that he's the one is in control. And no matter what state we find ourselves in, that could be the lowliest of lowly, and in the dust and ashes to up there on high, we should be giving thanks and praise to the Most High God for these things, that he's the one that does it. The Most High make it poor and he make it rich. He bring it low and lift it up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them amongst princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. And that's what we're hoping for. That's what we're promised to be the ruler of this world. Everything in this world was created for us. We got next, and that's what we're hoping for. And we should be thanking the Most High God, that, like the mighty brother just brought out, and it's been reiterated all throughout this lesson, that we should be thanking the Most High God that he chose us, that we are the chosen. We didn't choose him, he chose us. And to make them inherit the throne of glory, for the pillar of the earth are the Most High, and he had set it the world upon them, to keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail. I'm gonna try to get through this real fast. This is the book of because for one thing, another thing we should be thankful for in us being the chosen, you know, us being the one that the things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. The Most High made all things known unto us, and this truth that we come into understanding that for us just to be here, bringing this out with the understanding that the Most High gave to us, it's an honor. And it's more reason to whatever, you know, to just continue to praise and exalt the Most High God, to give him thanks day by day, because a lot of it's two-thirds going to be lost. You know, we don't know who the two-third is, but we are here doing, you know, understanding what the Most High God set forth for us and what it is that we should be doing. This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. It says, surely the Most High will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophet. And one of these things the Most High God revealed to us, because you see in the Christian church, man, it's about what? Christian church is all about get rich. You know, it's going in there and giving to receive back in this world, what this world have to offer. But we understand that, guess what happened? Sirach chapter 2, verse 1 on down, it says, if we come to serve the Most High God, you know, we should prepare ourselves for temptation. So when these temptations come, if you're in the truth, you understand why. You know what step to take in order to overcome. You know, you have to endure to the end, pursuant to Matthew 24:13. You know, he that endured to the end shall be saved. The Christian church tell you that we are saved right now. You know, you just say you believe and you're saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost fill, and you're in the kingdom. You know, we're not in this madness and folly, because a lot of time you see Christians come up to us, we watch videos of brothers, you know, out there in the highways and hedges, and even we ourselves out there in the highways and hedges encounter these things with these Christians, where they come up and they say the dumbest thing. And, you know, I myself, a lot of time I'll sit there and I'm like, wow, how could they, you know, say that? But I have to go back and pinch myself and, you know, try to wake up and say, thank you, Most High God, because you have awakened me up to the knowledge and understanding to where the things that seem so crazy to these people is made plain to me. You know, I understand that through the truth. I understand that, you know, Second Ezra chapter 7, a kingdom, 7 on down, a kingdom was given to us, and the one way to inherit the kingdom is we have to go through the fire and the water. So when trials come, I understand how to maneuver. I understand and know even in that time, I don't allow myself to go off. I give the Most High God thanks, honor, and praise and glorification. You know, so with that, I'm gonna pass it to you, brother.
Cons, mighty points by both the brothers, right? It's a mighty thing, and something that we should all be thankful for. That one, we understand who we are now, and two, that we've been given this wisdom and understanding from the Most High, right? Because a lot of times and we all know these type of people in the world, they get to knowing a lot and they get puffed up by that knowledge because the know-it-alls, the know-it-alls or the super deep brothers and sisters, that the woke crowd, if you will, right? They get puffed up by the so-called knowledge that they have, not understanding where that knowledge came from to begin with, right? This book of 1 Corinthians chapter 8 from the top, it says, now as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. But if any man love God, the same is known of him, right? So the Most High God is going to give everybody some form of knowledge. He's going to give everybody some form of understanding, right? Now, it's only an elect few that's going to love the Most High and have that true wisdom, that true knowledge, and that true understanding, right? And those are the ones that are going to be saved of them, right? And when we have that, that's something that we have to give that praise, honor, and glory to the Most High for, because we could not get that on our own. We could not ordain that for ourselves, right? It's the book of Sirach, chapter 11, and I'm going to try to speed through this real quick. It says prosperity. Sirach chapter 11, verse 14. It says prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Most High. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord. Love and the way of good works are from him, right? All of these things come from the Most High God, right? Whether you're doing it the right way, as we just read in Sirach 11, or whether you're doing it to the left hand side, right? All of those things are of the Most High God. So you have to give that reverence where it is due, especially walking in a manner that's after the Most High's heart, walking in a manner that's trying to keep his laws, trying to keep the compassion for his people that he's called of his elect to do, right? And at the end of the day, again, we can never puff our own self up with any type of knowledge, because that pride is going to lead a lot of people to destruction, right? It's the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 3. It says, hey, grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith, right? That's it. We have to always make sure that we kind of bring ourselves low, right? We have to humble ourselves. We have to make sure that we don't have that impudent heart toward the Most High God, because he's the one, through his mercy, through his grace, that's given us the things that everybody that's watching, that's going to watch this video in the coming days and weeks, you have to give that reverence to the Most High God, because he's given that to you, right? We give that reverence to the Most High God, that we even had it on our hearts to put this lesson together today, right? All of these things are all praises to the Most High God. All praise to the Most High God. Like I said, I'm going to speed it up real quick. It's the book of Psalm, chapter 44. I'm going to start from the 4th verse, right? Art my king, O Yahweh, command deliverances for Jacob. Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us, right? At the end of the day, brothers brought out, it's not in the power of man to kill or take life, right? It's all of the Most High God. Even when the kingdom is translated, right? Thus with violence, as we read about in Revelation 18, right? It's not going to be our power, but the Most High's power that's causing that great deliverance, right? It says, for I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. But thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hated us. In the Most High we boast all the day long, and praise thy name forever, right? It's the Most High that's going to get us out of this wicked captivity. It's the Most High God that's going to turn the wickedness of this world and establish his children, the children called by his name, and rulership over that world. Most High God is going to push forth his righteousness and make sure that every knee bows and worships his name, right? It's all his doing, right? So again, the point of today is to make sure that we make sure that we don't boast. We don't become high-minded of ourselves, right? Again, that high-mindedness, that pride, that's here. I'm going to read it just so I don't butcher the precept. Book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 4, right? A high look and a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked is sin, right? We don't want to have that high-mindedness, that proud look, right? Because the Most High God hates that. That's one of the things that he said he hates in his word, right? He hates a proud look. So we give all that reverence to the Most High God, because without him, there is nothing. Without him, there is nothing. Without him, in the name of his only begotten Son, there is nothing. All things were made by, through him, for him, right? And we give all reverence to him, and I'll pass it there.
Okay, King, I'm gonna finish up with a few points. Hey, let me backing on your point though. Mighty points on the regards of us being rescued out this place, man. That's another reason, to give thanks, man, because the Most High God is what? A protector, and he is a provider. You understand? He's going to protect us in that time of war when it's time to execute judgment, right? And he uses us as a right hand with the, with the heathen, right? He's a protector. He protected us in the battle of the Philistines, right? And you can see that in 1 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 10 through 13, right? But for the sake of time, I ain't gonna get it. Right? He was our protector when it was time to bring down the walls of Jericho. You know what I'm saying? And that's in Joshua 6, right? He was there protecting us and being with us. Also, when Pharaoh was trying to execute, Planned Parenthood, the first form of Planned Parenthood. You understand? Right? Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that, right? How he protected this nation, right? And how we need to give thanks for being protected, right? Let's see, what was it? Exodus 1 and verse 15, right? I'm gonna start there. It says, and the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. Salaki, if I'm mispronouncing that, right? It says, and he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then shall she live. So right there, it's okay, we're trying to kill them off. We understand that, the pedigree, right? The pedigree, according to Numbers 1, right? You are who your father is. But if you have no father, right, and it's just widows, guess what? Eventually you're going to die out. And that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to control our nation, right? Our population, right? Reading on, it says what? But the midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, why have ye done this thing and have saved the men children alive? And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as Egyptian women, for they are lively, and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. Therefore God dwelt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. And it came to pass, because the midwives feared God, that he made them houses. So he is a rewarder. He is a protector. You see what I'm saying? If you fear him and you do everything, you follow that blueprint and that example, he's going to be your protector, right? When we look in the latter ends of Hebrews 11, we see how when everybody kept their faith in the Most High God, they were a successor. You see what I'm saying? Where we go wrong is when we doubt the Most High God, who is our ultimate power. That's when we lose. But he's never forsaken. Historically, it's never forsaken the righteous, right? And when we understand that and really grasp that, we see and we are able to give thanks to a protector, a great, phenomenal shield, a refuge. You understand? And we see that repetitively throughout the prayers in song, right? But he's also a provider. A lot of times as men, and I say this all the time, man, me, Brother Gabor, Brother Kasadia, right? Brother Potter, Brother Aharon, often I talk to them, throughout the week, to get through them long hours on the plantation. Hey, we often talk about how it's so easy, man, to get wrapped up in being a provider of your household, being the head of your household, right? The Most High God is the one that puts you in that position, though. But it's foolish and it's also displeasing unto him when we be hyper focused on getting the rent paid and keeping the lights on and getting the car note paid and stuff like that. Talking about how our blood pressure up and how we kind of got to hide the whip in the garage so the tow truck driver don't come hook up. All of these different things, man. The Most High God is displeasing of these things, coming out of our mouths because he's the ultimate provider, and we have to believe in that and lean on it. Right? This is the book of Psalm chapter 37 and verse 4. It says, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Hey, you desire for them lights to stay on. You desire for no eviction notice to get put on your door, right? You desire, right, to get your car note paid and that you can roll confidently, right? Insured, tags up to date. Hey, you desire all of these things because you want to be okay. You don't have no money for no tickets. You don't have no money to get it out the tow yard. You don't have another place to stay. We don't have just houses all willy-nilly to where we can go over here and go over there. You understand? Hey, we desire. These are the desires of our heart, to be okay in this place, to stay afloat, to keep our chin above the surface of the water while it's splashing like crazy, right? But it says what? We have to delight thyself also in the Lord. Delight and be confident in him that he's going to be a provider, right? It says what? I have been young and now I'm old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, for his seed begging bread. He is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. We are the seed, man. We will always be blessed if we delight ourselves in him, lean on him. Lord, look, I ain't got no money and I'm $400 short on the rent. Hey, it's in your hands. Then boom, your refund check hits. Now you can pay the rent. These are real life testimonies, right? But we have to delight ourselves in it. Trust in him, right? Let's get a couple more, right? Matthew chapter 6 and verse 31 says what? Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Hey, he gave us one job, man. And we see that in what? Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Fear God and keep the commandments. You understand? You got one job. And then when you do that job, I'm not going to forsake you. I got you. It's kind of like when Peter was, on that surface of the water. Man, this thing deep. It's deep. You know what I'm saying? He said, hey, man, little faith, I got you. Roughly paraphrasing. And what we're doing, we're walking on the surface here in Babylon. And we have to, trust that he has us, man. He got us. He's not going to let us go. You understand? Hey, get a couple more, man, real quick. It's the book of Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 5. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he has said, I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. Very plain, man. Very plainly put. Hey, winning the lottery, it's not the answer. Hey, making six figures and landing a job, in an oil field or something like that, that's going to crash here real soon. It's not the answer. You understand? A lot of these things that we're covetous of, we think, hey, once we obtain this, hey, we good. No, because when we look at Sirach chapter 40 and verse 1 on down, we see how even the rich suffer just like the poor. You understand? He who got on the finest linen, to him that's got on holy garments. We all gonna go through the curses in no way, shape, or form. The refuge and the person that's gonna make sure that everything is all right is the Most High God and him only. You understand? One more, and then and that'll be it for me, right? When we look at Numbers chapter 20, I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, and there was no water. This is an actual account where the Most High God was a provider. And this is an account where our people, they had little faith, right? Numbers chapter 20, and I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, and there was no water for the congregation, and they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. And the people chode with Moses and spake, saying, would God that we had died when our brethren died before the Lord? And why have ye brought up the congregation of the Lord into this wilderness, that we have our cattle should die here? So they're murmuring, right? The children of Israel are murmuring against Moses and Aharon in the wilderness, and their faith is low. They're worrying about, being able to provide for their cattle, for their children. Hey, they're in the wilderness, and they've been in the wilderness a long time. When you look at the latter ends of Numbers, you see all of the different journeys that they took, all of how far they done went. And throughout these journeys, we see how there's murmuring taking place against their leader, their appointed leader by the Most High God, Moses and Aharon, right? But they have little faith right now. And they saying, hey, look where we at, man. We supposed to die out here in the wilderness, right? Reading on, it says what? And wherefore have ye made us come up out of Egypt to bring us into this evil place? It is no place of seed or of figs or of vines or of pomegranates, neither is there any water to drink. And Moses and Aharon, watch this. This is how they respond. Went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces. And the glory of the Lord appeared unto them. Hey, Moses and Aharon, instead of worrying, instead of being consumed and worried by all of this stuff, that's all of the murmuring and all of the complaints, what did they do? They fell on their faces and they prayed unto the Most High God, the ultimate provider, right? The ultimate protector of all things. Through all of these different battles that we went through. We battle tested. The Most High God has proven all of this to us. So I know I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pray unto him. Let's see what happens next. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take the rod and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aharon thy brother, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock. So thou shalt give the congregation and their beasts drink. And Moses took the rod from before the Lord as he commanded him. And Moses and Aharon gathered the congregation together before the rock, and he said unto them, hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. So this is one account, man, where we have to examine the little faith, they who, was murmuring, had a negative mindset. That's what we have today. That's how we think today when the rent is not paid, when they have nothing in the refrigerator. You understand? When we can't buy our kids, new uniforms, new clothing, and new shoes for the first day of school. We think like this. But this is that account written aforetime for our learning. Right? So, I'll go ahead and yield there, man. To see if any brothers got any closing points, any other precepts. Elder, you got anything, Elder?
Man, hey, it's mighty you said that, because if we today, because when you go to it was the same mindset our forefathers had when Moses tarried up in the mountain, right? What they did, they came to Aaron and said, as for this Moses that brought us out. But then when you read Exodus chapter 13, 17 on down, the Most High said he led them out, but they said it was Moses and Aaron. And it's mighty, it's spiritual too, that you just mentioned that, when we're in a situation where, we're faced with things, bills not paid and all that stuff, we're quick to just start freaking out, and we're not remembering that the Most High is there, and no matter what. You see that accounts in the book of Kings where the Most High told Elijah that, pray, tell Ahab that no rain would fall until Elijah said it. He was going to send a famine. He sent him by the brook Kidron to a raven would feed him there, but once that brook dried up, what happened? The Most High sent tell Elijah to go to Zarephath to a widow woman there. When he got there, he met that woman with what? She was getting ready to make her last meal so she and her son could go eat it and die. And as we know, the story goes, through faith, the Most High, she was able to preserve through that famine, you know, and these are the little things that we have to, you know, think about. You know, we have to think about these things. You mentioned, you know, it's crazy because you mentioned or rent or mortgage been short $400. Mine was short $400 to be exact yesterday. The brothers at Sons of Zion Orlando came through for me. So all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai. And you know, I yield and pass it to with that, man.
Hey, Con, that's perfect right there. Yeah, that's a perfect game right there. Hey, I would encourage. Actually, let me get one precept real quick. This is the book of Tobit, chapter 12 and verse 6. Then he took them both apart and said unto them, bless God, praise him and magnify him, and praise him for the things which he have done unto you in the sight of all that live. It is good to praise the Most High and exalt his name, and honorably to show forth the works of the Most High. Therefore, be not slack to praise him. Right? Hey, with all your might, all your power, give all that praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God. I would encourage y'all a beautiful song that y'all can read. The song of the three holy children, the prayer of Azariah. Get that into you. Get that into your spirit. That's a real mighty one to kind of take in and understand that when we say the Most High God is in control of everything, we're not saying that from that Christian mindset. We actually know, right? From the firmament above our head to the single follicle of skin on our hands, right? We understand that he's in control of every single thing. So give him all that praise, honor, and all that glory, and show forth that faith in him and that trust in him, that he may preserve you. And with that, hopefully somebody will be edified in the next coming days and weeks that this video is up on Esau's Wicked Internet. And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.